there, and welcome to another cool smartphone unboxing with me, Gary Clark. Today we're going to be looking at an Alcatel device. It's the Alcatel Onetouch Idol 3. Now don't be alarmed, I haven't lost my mind and gone out and got myself an Alcatel, which are traditionally low spec devices. This is a flagship. A flagship that costs £200 on Amazon. So, without further ado, let's get into this and see what we're looking at. So just to let you know, I have been using this device as my daily driver for a day or so. So it isn't totally brand new to me. So we're just going to move the device off to one side and we're going to see what else is in the box. Underneath this little cardboard cutout, very much the norm for phones these days, we do have a little SIM pin, which we will come back to. Now this is a genuine nice surprise. We've got some JBL headphones here. Now JBL are partners with Harman, so let's see what we've actually got in here. Hopefully these will be good ones. And you can see there that we've got our fairly standard in-ear size headphones. Now these should be fairly good quality. We've also got a tapered joining bit. I thought that was the push button. There it is. There's the push button microphone there. Okay. Now something I can tell you, the headphone port on this device does support iPhone style controls, so you can adjust volume up and down. And there's your 3-pole headphone jack there. I've not used these as I'm currently using a pair of headphones that I reviewed on the site fairly recently. Feel free to check that out if you want to, but stay here for the rest of the video please. So what else have we got? We've got a charger. Fairly mundane, fairly standard. This is a UK mains charger with a USB port on the end. Now it's capable of an output of 5 volts and 2 amps. Good to see that people are now actually taking on board that we need high ampage chargers. Nice one. Both the Mizu that I unboxed recently and also this were quite high powered chargers. And then you've got your standard micro USB cable, which everyone's seen before, so we won't spend too much time on that. That's all you get in the box. Nice to see they're bundling headphones. More and more manufacturers are now stopping doing that. But then again, people are becoming more and more headphone oriented with their personal headphones, so I can see why they're doing it. Quick start guide here, quite an in-depth one actually. Now bear in mind that Alcatel is coming into this market off the back of lots of feature phones, so you can see why they've spent a little bit of effort on that. So we'll just move this box off to one side because that's all the exciting bit out of the way. Let's get down to the phone. So we can see here that we do have a 5.5 inch display on this, and that is coming in at a resolution of 1920 by 1200 I believe. I will need to double check those specs, I don't have them to hand at the moment. You do have a speaker top and bottom. Now these speakers are only one of them is enabled at any one time, and the reason for that will become obvious in a moment. Up the top we have an 8 megapixel front facing camera. On the right hand side you have, weirdly, you have your volume button. This is very peculiar just to see the volume button on one side here. And you've got a chrome edge surround. It is plastic, okay? This is not a metal device. Bear in mind that price though, £200. On the back you have a 13 megapixel rear facing camera with a single LED flash, your Idol logo and then the Alcatel logo at the bottom. On your right hand side you have the power button, very odd placement there, and you've also got your SIM tray slot. Now this SIM tray slot is a little bit different in that it will allow for a SIM to go in here, a nano SIM, but also it will allow a micro SIM card on that side. So this could be theoretically used as a dual SIM device. I believe this device is only enabled for a single SIM though. but I believe it is available as dual SIM devices on other carriers. This is carrier unlocked, I need to say. You've also got, you probably can't see it, but there is a front facing proximity sensor there as well. So let's get this, before we get it powered up, let's actually look at the top. You've got your 3.5mm headphone jack and one of your microphones. Weirdly, at the bottom you also have another microphone and your standard micro USB 2 charger. Now I said weirdly because that isn't normal. Let's get it turned on and you'll be able to see why. So inside here we have got a quad-core CPU, which is a Snapdragon 615. It's 4G Android operating system running 5.02, as you can see from the boot up logo there. It is running a proprietary launcher, and it is just an Alcatel launcher. That's the only name they've given it. However, it does work with Google Play Launcher very, very well. Underneath the launcher, it is fairly stock Android. There's not much going on here. The launcher is really just an icon set. And there is, unfortunately, quite a bit of preloaded bloat in the form of games and a couple of memory management apps. Takes a little bit of time to boot up because you do have these animations coming up. These are very much to do with Alcatel's brand at the moment. We're nearly there, and there you go. We're now on our lock screen. So you can see we've got the time up the top, you've got call, you've got unlock, and you've got camera. Swiping across the screen, in this case, is going to open the camera, but we don't want that. We want to get into the home screen. Now you can see here, this is our launcher. There's a lot going on here. Now this is a really good time to show you this phone's little party trick. So as you'll know, most phones will support going into a landscape orientation, as you can see, but not all phones do that. So Alcatel have enabled this phone to work in any orientation. Now this is quite useful. So say for example you are listening to music on headphones, you've got a short headphone cable. Your headphone jack is at the top of the phone normally. It's a big phone, it's a 5.5 inch phone. So if you rotate it round, your headphone jack can now be at the bottom. The phone works exactly the same. This is where your dual speakers come in. So the speaker that is oriented at the top will become the primary speaker. The one that's oriented at the bottom will then not be active as a speaker anymore. Really, really nice touch, and it makes for a really fluid operating system. So as you can see here, you do have all of your apps in a side-scrolling way. If I press this button for the drawer, you get your app drawer. And once you get into your app drawer, you would not notice that this is not an Android AOSOP device. There is, although, a lot of preloaded bloat in here. Now, one of the first things I generally do with these devices, if it were my own personal device, is I would get rid of a lot of this. However, if we delve into the settings a little bit, you will see that you can't actually uninstall a lot of this bloat. But this is a slight annoyance, and it is a big downer in the actual usability of the phone. Because bear in mind, you are only getting 16 gig out of the box here. So we'll just quickly have a look at the amount of memory. Now bear in mind I do have my apps on here, so it's not a true reflection, but there is a lot of apps on here. So if we come out of there and we go into storage, we will be able to see now that 11.4 is the total space usable. I only have 3.96 available now. Now when this came out of the box, I would say it was closer to maybe about 6 or 7 gig. There was a lot of bloat on here. It does support an SD card. I don't have an SD card in at the moment because I snapped mine in half in my back pocket like an idiot, but I will be testing this with a 64 gig SD card when it comes through the post from Amazon tomorrow. So that is a brief overview of the Alcatel Onetouch Idol. I hope you have enjoyed seeing the phone. This is going to be getting reviewed in the next couple of days. sorry, the next couple of weeks. This is my daily driver right now, and I have to say I have been very, very impressed with it. One last thing before we go, I do want to just show you this. This is my battery rundown. Now if we have a look here, you will see that from yesterday morning at 10 AM until approximately 5 o'clock this evening, I had been running this phone. There was a time where I was asleep. I tend not to use my phone when I'm asleep at night, where the phone was in a airplane mode. But from what is a relatively small battery, we're talking about a 29-30 milliamp hour battery, this is really good battery life. And that is only made possible by the Snapdragon 615 processor on board. So I'm really, really impressed with this. I'm using it as my daily device. I will be doing a review in the next few weeks. If you want to read that review, then keep it glued to coolsmartphone.com. If you liked this video, please like down here somewhere. If you didn't like it, also down there. If you got any comments, down there as well. If you want to subscribe to the video, please hit up the link just over here somewhere. And also check out coolsmartphone.com for more content like this. You guys are the ones we do this for, so keep on checking this out, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much, and good night. Bye.